I'm here in Stephenville, Texas, outside of Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, and I'm here with
James Hughes.
Well, James, you told me you actually saw the UFO or supposed UFO. Tell us about it.
Well, it was definitely an unidentified flying object. It came from back off from the west, back off out in this direction, kind of the southwest a little bit. And it came across the area at about 2,000 feet. It was bright red, kind of an oval-shaped object. It made no noise at all. The thing was as big as my house.
Wow.
And about 2,000 feet away and hovering in the air at a very slow rate of speed. After it came across a little ways, another one appeared back behind it. And they were pretty much identical. They were extremely bright, extremely red. It was the reddest thing I've ever seen in the sky. And probably 2,000 feet away and about 2,000 feet up, then it was large enough that I couldn't cover it with my thumb at that distance. And if you see anything at 2,000 feet, away from you and stick your thumb up, you can cover a house with your thumb at that distance. This thing was as big as my house. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This thing was as big or larger than my house. There were two of them. They were perfectly silent. They came across at an angle, cutting directly across the wind. We had about a 30-mile-an-hour wind that evening, which was blowing right out of the north. It was sitting right on 32 degrees at the time. And these things seemed to pay no attention to the wind at all that was buffeting around that night. For them to be going at such a slow rate of speed and cutting directly across the wind like that just stuck out like a sore thumb.
Now, you said its general direction was headed to the airport?
No, the airport's right off over here. It was at a different angle. It wasn't headed straight towards the airport. It was headed more of an angle across this way. It didn't seem to even know the airport was there. From my position over here, I would see aircraft coming in to the airport all the time, and you see the angle they come in, and you see them, and you can identify them as aircraft quite easily from this distance. It's literally only a few blocks away to the airport. So these aircraft, some of the small aircraft in this area come in fairly low in this area, and they're easily identified as aircraft.
Right.
These were easily identified as not aircraft, and the huge size of them, they were rather bell-shaped. I don't want to incite that this was something other than it was, because it's unidentified. But if we looked at the old German bell from the World War II, then it looked almost identical to a bell, and it had an area around the bottom. There was something around the bottom of it, everything, but you couldn't tell what it was. It looked kind of like plasma around the bottom.
Wow.
Everything, like a ring of plasma around the bottom, everything, which later, when I looked at the German bell and on the internet, then it looked like the spitting image of it.
Wow.
Everything. Only it was larger. It was as large as my house. It was larger than what was shown on the internet, the old bell from there, everything. This thing was probably several times larger.
So let me ask you, before this incident occurred, did you believe in UFOs?
Well, unidentified objects, yeah, maybe everything. I've seen unidentified objects before, but nothing like this. I've seen like a streak in the sky that moved too quick or something, something like that. But nothing that just came right up here in front of me. And
right.
It didn't come to a complete stop but almost. It probably wasn't moving any more than 10, 15 miles an hour at one point. And both of them were running together. They were both about 2,000 feet apart. They came across this area here, and when I looked up at one point, then there was one had gone past me, the other one was right up here, and I felt a little bit like a Pac-Man about to be eaten by the Pac-Man creatures. They were shaped about the same, and they were hovering over me about like this, and it gave me that feeling.